Here we go. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Sense of Things. We are one day out from the largest IPO in history. So a lot of the discussion today is going to be about IPOs. Ron's got some great stuff on that. I've got some good stuff, not necessarily good stuff, but stuff on what's going on in the economy. We, of course, have been ramping things up in the Middle East again. So that's caused some crazy little volatility here and there, but today's looking pretty good. So we'll see where we go. Hang in there. We'll be right back in just a second. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Ron, how are you, my friend?
Good. I'm strapped in and I'm ready to light that bottle rocket.
Man, it's taking off tomorrow, so it's going to be an interesting day.
I see some of the big popular IPOs go public in the last 10 years, and we'll go over some of them. And I don't know when they're going to start, but it probably will not trade its first public share till between 11 and 12 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just going to have to, because there's so much demand from the institutional
Well, they got
side.
to do all the matching.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's going to take 2 or 3. And I remember like when Lyft and Uber and some of these other, it took an hour and a half before they matched everything up. So this could take 2 or 3 hours minimum.
Yeah. And with the cult of Elon, and especially the fact that he also had a big allocation to the public.
30%.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really super complicated to get this thing going. And
oh, it's going to look like an EKG chart. No doubt about it.
Just in the first day, it's going to look like an EKG chart.
Oh, I have a feeling there's going to be an underlying bid where he had to make a deal with the investment houses. It wouldn't go below. Maybe it's the IPO price. I have no idea. I have no knowledge, but I have a feeling that's the case. But after the first day, first week, look out.
Yep. Yeah. It's anybody's game, and Elon doesn't have enough money to prop the stock up.
No, not yet. All right, so let's start out with this week in history. 1752, Ben Franklin flies kite during thunderstorm. Thank God he didn't electrocute himself. Actually, I always say, being from Philadelphia, I always said, Ben Franklin, if you ever saw documentaries on him, by far a man way ahead of its time. All the inventions and what he did, and he never ran for public office.
Yeah. Yeah, about the only thing he ever did was he was part of the constitutional conventions, and that was it.
It's amazing. 1913, first descent on Mount Kinley, which was renamed and then renamed back again.
Yeah.
1934, Donald Duck waddles into pop culture by Disney.
Okay, cool.
1942, one of my favorite original movies, not the remake, Battle of Midway ends. I got to tell you, if you think about all the different D-Day, and we just passed the anniversary of that, I mean, Battle of Midway, if we didn't win that,
were done.
The West Coast would be speaking a different language.
Yeah, we would have. But when you look at the strategic decisions that were made during that battle, it was genius.
A lot of luck, too.
Oh, a hell of a lot of luck. Yeah. Yeah, a hell of a lot of luck. And it just, luckily, a PBY just happened to catch where the Japanese were, and the rest
Strawberry
is
Pie found it. I've seen that movie so many damn times.
Oh, I know. I love that movie. Absolutely love it.
That and Tora. But Battle of Midway has the better endings.
The two best, I think, older movies on that, I think, were just absolutely genius.
Great. 1948, first Porsche was completed.
Interesting. Okay.
1949, George Orwell's 1984 is published, pretty much predicting exactly where we are today. But
I just recently finished reading that one again. I was taking a class through Hillsdale College, and it was on all those totalitarian novels. And so I just reread 1984, and it scares the living crap out of me, quite frankly.
1963, University of Alabama desegregated, and to those that believe that Forrest Gump was there, no, he was not.
Unfortunately for it, but Forrest Gump was every place else. He just wasn't at that place.
No, they showed him actually during the desegregation. 1965, Supreme Court strikes down Connecticut law banning contraception. This shocked me. I thought it would have been one of the Bible Belt States, but Connecticut?
Connecticut, baby.
1965.
Yeah.
All right. 1966, NFL and AFL.
This merger. Yeah. Because AFL was
1968.
failing miserably.
James Earl Ray, suspect in MLK assassination, is arrested.
Which I wasn't aware of. He was arrested in England. I just heard that the other day. He was actually arrested
I didn't
in
read
England.
the whole article. So if
in
you think
London.
about it, he killed him in April, so it took
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he went to London, which I did not know at all. It was my
I
Alexa
thought they
in the
got it
morning
within a
popped that
couple
up.
of days or a week. I never really kept up with that part of history, but
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, I never had heard that, and I've heard it for years. Never had heard that.
1974, under pressure, Little League Baseball allows girls to play. And now it's no
Right.
longer called Boy Scouts, it's just called Scouts.
Yeah, I don't know. They keep going back and forth. They're waffling a little bit.
If they're putting them together, they call them just Scouts.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But yeah, I'm like, okay. I did a lot of work with Scouts with
I loved it when I was a kid.
on the 403B side. I did a lot of work with them. So I'm like, I know the people that run the organization, and it breaks my heart to see what they've done.
The kids want to be on their tablets and not doing that.
I know.
All right, 1976, New York Magazine publishes the story that becomes Saturday Night Fever.
I
I've
did
watched
not
that
know
movie
that.
so many times. You can't watch the non-rated version. It is so bad. But you know what? It's not a great movie, but it was
It's
an
really a
unbelievable
crappy movie. The
soundtrack.
music.
We talked about Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Not a great,
Horrible
unbelievable soundtrack.
Yeah, it's great. Grease, the same way. Great soundtrack, movie kind of suck-a-doodle, but yeah, it was that time period of movies.
I work a long time when you touch the head.
Did
1982, E.T., the extraterrestrials released. And my funny story about this was I did see this in the theater. I really
Okay.
liked it. People said it was one of the greatest movies of all time. You know, I'm a movie guy, and
Yep.
I hand out my movie bucket list to people. E.T.
Mhm.
is number one. Is not
Never
only
made
not
the
on
list.
it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it twice. I've never
I
seen
have
it.
never seen it once.
Oh, okay, it's worth a watch.
Never once have I seen it.
It
Because
might be a little
Spielberg-
outdated today.
Yeah,
but-
Spielberg held it back for so long where it wasn't on any of the movie services and stuff like that, that it just, for me, it went by the wayside. It's the Shawshank Redemption for me, too. I never saw it. I just haven't had the great
still
need
haven't
to
seen
go, I need
Shawshank?
to watch it. No, have not seen it.
1994, my man. You got to watch that.
Shame on you.
More shame on
Everybody
you for
said it.
Shawshank than E.T.
Yep,
All right, 1984, Ghostbusters is released.
there we go.
That was a good movie. And I
And
gotta
had
tell
they
you,
stopped the
I
balloon, life would have been good.
could not stand to listen to the theme song, the theme music to that anymore. It was so bad back then.
It's terrible.
It just overplayed it.
Yeah.
And, 2007, sadly,
Ah.
last episode of The Soprano airs.
Great series.
I
Loved
know,
it.
I gotta tell you, I also am a critic of the last episode, but I
Yeah, it was
get it.
very strange.
Yeah, Tony Soprano did have to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very strange ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, so let's talk about this ridiculous IPO that's coming out tomorrow. So I thought it was important, and I copied this off as somebody had posted this on LinkedIn. You could look at all the names on the left. For the majority of the people, they're all recognizable. Many of them obviously had a tremendous amount of hype, but I just want to point out select ones. I remember when Facebook came out, this thing
Mhm.
had a 1-year drawdown of 54%. I think it went down as much as 80 before the hype got yanked out. Then they started making money. And then all of a sudden, obviously, we see where it's at today. It's an absurd valuation. If I remember correctly, Zuckerberg, being the control freak that he was and is, only, I think, released at the time, he owned 80%. He only released the shares onto the public. Twitter, I knew that was going to fail. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
That was one I was wrong about Facebook. I was right about Twitter. Again, percent. We could go down. I mean, Robinhood, I've never been a big fan, 90%. CoreWeave, that's something recent that had an unbelievable amount of hype going into it. Was after 3 months up 300%.
Yeah, and
that
then
is
the earnings reports
kind of
start coming
crash.
out, and it's boom. Yeah.
Yep. Uber was one I remember when that came public. Oh my God. And I'm a Lyft person. I refuse to use Uber. But even with Uber, down 68%. So I thought it was interesting. And I saw this quote because everybody's talking about bubbles and whatever. So I have a quote. Some people may remember the dot-com era. We lived through it. The late 90s, Sun Microsystems
Son who?
CEO, Scott McNealy. The stock rose from $5 to $64, representing 10 times sales revenue. Please remember that, folks. 10 times sales revenue. So eventually, Oracle bought them in 2010 for basically pennies on the dollar. But in a March 31st, 2002 interview, Scott McNealy said one of the most famous quotes, which I'm going to read, because then I'm going to compare Scott McNealy's Sun Microsystems at 10 times sales to where the S&P is today and where Tesla is based on its anticipated IPO opening price. This was his quote. At 10 times revenues, to give you a 10-year payback, I have to pay you 100% of revenue for 10 straight years in dividends. That assumes that I get that by my shareholders. That assumes I have zero cost of goods sold, which is very hard for a computer company.
It's
That
hard
assumes
for any
zero
company.
expenses, which is really hard with 39,000 employees. That assumes I pay no taxes, which is very hard. That also assumes you pay no taxes on your dividends, which is illegal. And that assumes with zero R&D for the next 10 years, I can
maintain those.
revenue run rate. Now, having done that, would any of you like to buy my stock at $64? Do you realize how ridiculous those assumptions are? You don't need any transparency. You don't need any footnotes. What were you thinking? And folks, 10 times earnings. So just to give you an idea of where we are, the S&P is at 3 times earnings today. And a lot of people think we are overvalued. If SpaceX comes out at 135, forget about if it goes up and down. At 135, SpaceX is 90 times earnings.
So if Elon pays you all of his earnings for the next 90 years and has no costs, expenses, you'll get your money back.
And because they have to, all the index funds have to put SpaceX in there in the first month or two, or at the end of the quarter when they rebalance, because of the market cap that it's going to be, not because of earnings or the quality.
It's going to slam into the S&P 500 in the first month.
Yeah. And then I did a quick screenshot of this off of Charles Payne's show about Elon Musk compensation. So if he hits certain milestones, he's going to get 66 and change million shares at each tranche. Now, in order for that to happen, it has to hit capitalization, and he has to basically put 1 million people on Mars. In order for him, it has to be both capitalization and 1 million people on Mars for him to get each of these tranches of his compensation package. Yeah, I don't know what to say about
I don't see that
this.
happen anytime.
It's a great story.
It's wonderful.
I can't say whether it is or is not a good investment. I think people got to make up their own mind. And based on, I'm just going to go back, and based on this chart, folks, if you're going to buy into it now, you better
history
hold
does
for a
not.
period of time.
Yeah, history does not.
4 months.
Yeah, history does not favor this at all. So, yeah, I've told clients if they want to buy it, I will not participate in that process because I just think it's a challenge. If you want to put a little bit in your portfolio, or if you want me to buy it for you, I'll buy it, but I am not. That's not part of the step that I manage for you.
Agreed. What do you got?
Okay, just a couple quick things. And really, I have no good to talk about today because we are certainly feeling the effects of the oil situation. CPI came out, I believe, yesterday. We were up 5%, which is right on consensus. We actually were consensus with a year over year, which is 2.9%. I would guesstimate that if we look at the next number, this number is probably going to continue to go up unless we see some major fixing of the oil situation right now. PPI came out this morning. This is the ugly one, up 1.1%. So PPI is producer price index, which affects CPI. It's the downstream side. CPI is downstream side of this. This is the upstream, up 6.5% year over year. Now, for once, the analysts were actually pretty dang close on this stuff. It's somewhat of a rarity, but that is bad because that means we're all going to be paying higher costs. Jobless claims a little higher once again this week. This is the second week in a row we've seen the jobless claims be up there a little bit. Something I think to just keep in mind. Now, is there hopefully some kind of help on the horizon? We did hear this morning that actually the UAE and our military have been working together, and they've actually gotten over the last 6 weeks 135 million barrels of oil through the Straits of Hormuz. They've had a little quiet behind the scenes. Nobody knew this was going on, which I think has had some effect on keeping oil prices down. With all that's gone on, we're still sitting at roughly $90 West Texas Intermediate, 93-ish with Brent C crude. I think that has been good. Us ramping things up again today. The market seemed to like it.
Next week, we'll see how the SpaceX went public and its
Yeah.
reception. And
One that intrigued, the one that intrigues.
Summer. We'll see if there's a summer rally, right?
Yeah. The one that intrigues.
We've already had a hell of an increase so far this year.
Yep. The one that intrigues me more is actually Anthropic. Because I don't think
an anticipated date.
I don't think they've got a date on it yet.
I already confidentially filed.
Yeah, which is hilarious because I'm like, it's really not. OpenAI has become everybody's top one, and Anthropic has blown past them so much.
But
I've converted all my stuff.
ChatGPT though still has the largest market share.
It does, but Anthropic has actually got the profitable side of it because they even got me, who is an avid user of all the different ones, to spend $100 a month versus everybody else is charging $20 a month. I'm spending $100 a month and would spend more with Anthropic because of how far along they are.
Bezos was just on CNBC earlier. He's got an AI company. Prometheus.
Yeah, whatever. Everybody thinks, oh, like I said, I think when we start to see the actual numbers behind Anthropic, I think people are going to be shocked that because every single person that I talk to that's in business that's leveraging AI is using Claude. Every single, yes, the people that are new that really aren't major AI users are using OpenAI, but the real hardcore users are using Claude. And I know why. It's shocking to me how good it is in comparison.
I hear you.
So,
all right.
cool.
Next week we'll do it.
Till next week, it'll be fun to find out that if the cult of Elon can keep it rolling. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys back here next week.